Oh, this music is epic.
We're live. We're doing it live.
I just hear water.
It's rain.
There's music and water. There's some sort of like stained strings. Yeah, or that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I can hear myself, Mike.
Oh.
Have you?
Not anymore.
That might have been me.
Oh, okay.
I turned it down. Right, be gone. Be gone.
So we should need to find leather armor for Theo.
Quite a lot online.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I've got to buy this bow now.
Yeah.
All these things I didn't know I needed to buy in my life.
You don't need to do the bow.
The bow. You could just make a spear and a shield.
I could do that,
but the bow would be dope. To be honest, maybe you
got to be a special snowflake.
If you do the bow, then I'll just make you some like extra shit with my stuff, and you can just borrow it.
I just need I just want a short sword, just so I'm not like if someone butt rushes me.
Short sword and a buckler.
Just there, hitting them off with your bow staff.
Yeah, short sword and buckler that you can strap to your side, and then as you're shooting, you can pull them out and be like.
Yeah.
Okay,
that sounds a lot cooler than how it actually looks.
We're on.
But cheers. It probably will actually be me trying to get out the sword and then realizing I'm too slow and running away.
So
yeah, I just need to help with something quick, but start already if you want.
Yeah, we've already started.
Okay.
So, previously, boil up a pot, take a seat by the hearth, and enjoy a fine brew with the Journeyman Questers. Previously on the Gypsies of Fortune, our brave heroes find themselves on the eve of the final battle. 19 years hence has changed the lands, but their mark upon them has only grown and blossomed. They finalize their war council for the battle to come, and a plan agreed. Our heroes begin to muster the troops for the march across the plateau and towards the broken shards and the shattered tower beyond. As you stand within the war council, Fleet cleaning the blood of the imp off his blade and putting it back in his scabbard, people begin to move out from the tent itself, heading towards their various camps in order to begin the march, begin to pack up and to set forth across the plateau. As people begin to disperse, a few people remain. Elgrin remains, along with Thiazi and his little woodwode. As well as you see Georian, who sort of approached you, Zook.
Mysterious to see you here, Georian, but I'm glad that you've made such a connection with Elgrin.
Indeedy most. I find myself strangely cold in my tumloads. The earth, though, beneath my feet doth not be earth, but be different in nature.
I suppose you've never seen a place like this before? Somewhere so cold and frigid?
No. Too cold for me it is, but it is not for you. For it is you who will be the wind and fly through the skies.
Well, I guess that's my job and has been for some time now. What is yours?
His dwarvish form has sort of returned, and you can see the little sort of crystal sort of wings fold away sort of beneath his back. He scratches his face, but the Azzy sort of steps in. Yeah.
Sorry, Aiden's just asked for the password for the meeting. Is there
Okay.
a password?
Oh yeah.
Send him the password. Zook,
Hi.
I am concerned about this plan. As is the child with this sight. And Elgrin sort of stands there. You can see Elgrin looks worried.
What do you think might go wrong? Apart from everyone dying in a horrible furnace of Shivra blades.
It's strange. I've tried for years to see past this point. To see beyond it at some glimpse of what could be. But every time I try, I just see a circular blood moon in the sky. I cannot see what will happen. I can't know, and I don't know what will happen after. The outcome to this is unknown, and it frightens me.
It's hard being in a place where you're gifted the power to see things that have not yet come to pass. And it can be shocking, almost like becoming a child again, powerless, when you don't have that vision. But Elgrin people and creatures all over the world have been living this way since the dawn of time. And we must go forward, regardless of what tomorrow may hold. We can shape the future. This is not yet set in stone.
He takes your hand and sort of kneels down to be more sort of at your level. I just fear. I fear for the worst. I know that the actions here tonight, they will shape the world. I think Rupert has, hasn't he?
Oh no, I was RPing.
Oh yeah. Can you, Mike, or not? No.
If you go
I haven't got the
participants,
password.
if you go on participants and invite, then it's there on Zoom.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll just message him. It's silly that he needs a password. You know? I know that the actions of tonight will shape the world. But I also know that as much as we all want to believe that this will work, there is significant chance that it will not. And that we will fail. I know you all believe in yourselves, and I do not mean to... Well, I do not mean to strike any fear into our hearts.
Hearing this conversation, Draug is sort of nearby, and he sort of makes his way over and just places a hand on Elgrin's shoulder. On the contrary, young Elgrin, we don't make these plans in a hope that they succeed. We know very well that as soon as we meet our enemy on the plain, all semblance of a plan will go to shit. We make this plan because we must. What else are we to do? we can only hope that we can adapt to whatever is thrown at us. Zook is right. You have the gift of foresight, however. We, let alone average folk, do not have such a power, and in some ways that's a relief. Whatever we face tonight, we must just hope that it's enough, because that is all we can hope.
He nods towards you. Wise words. Wise words indeed. I will succeed in my part of this. We will take that tower. We will bring the barrier down. But it is up to you, to all of you, for what comes next. The city beyond the barrier is unknown to us. We know not of Bren's plans beyond it, more than he needs all of you. Do not fall straight into his hands. I'm sure you won't, but it is worrying.
Your words are wise, and I would be saying the same thing. I have had the same thoughts as we all have. But we do have spirits, if you will, that guide us. We know that there's no other way than to go into the jaws of the beast that lies to the north. It is the only way. But if we don't try, failure is guaranteed. Thank you for your warning, and we will take it on board.
It is quite the march. I should help with the people packing. And he leaves with Georian, just leaving you all in the tent with the Azzy.
The Azzy, are you happy with the plan? You can try and take one of the towers.
He shrugs and I am going with that one then. Well, he brought you all, or at least told of your return. He is a fine druid.
Well, he learned from the best.
I will better go get the other wards. And he begins leaving as well, leaving the rest of you standing in the tent. Zook and Dylan, you would both notice there is a singular other figure still hovering sort of by one of the further flaps of the doors that's still in the room. And as you turn, you see it is the Gith, the leader of the Foal, sort of standing, almost waiting for you to approach.
I kind of float up and nudge Richter and just make him aware. I think there might be a reason for this. Oh, we can't hear you.
It was working earlier. When you were moving your laptop.
Anything now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, that light being on means it's not on. Okay, cool. Good to know. Right. Master of technology, yes. You're right, Zook. Could be that, maybe I should hang close.
Are you approaching or are you leaving?
I'll approach, yeah.
As you approach, he sort of turns to meet you. The tent has sort of like the flaps have been kind of curled and tied back, and you're sort of looking out across a lot of the camp.
Is he a Githyanki or the other one?
Roll me a nature knowledge check or an arcana
boy.
check.
Ooh. I don't think I got good in any of those, but let's try.
Is he
Arcana.
banana?
Oh no.
Like, how ripe is this
What?
gift?
He might be a plantain. We don't know. Unnatural 20. Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
You can tell he is not like you.
he's not like me.
He doesn't bear the same sort of markings. He has like a long, wispy. I don't know what that kind of beard's called.
Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu. Yeah.
for a lack of a better term. With the goatee, it's long and sort of wispy. He turns and sort of meets your gaze.
Well met.
I have been told of you. This is not your original form.
It is not. So, I understand that there has been schisms, sectarian disagreements between the Gith. Please understand, I bear no cultural prejudice against you. This is a new form for me, and I only hope I can do it honor, as you have done great honor to the Gith by arriving here today.
You speak of my kind as if you know them. I fear you do not.
No. There have been but chance meetings with Githyanki, I believe. They, I would say, but we, I suppose, are called. But your kind I am less familiar with, I must admit, to my shame.
I also am lost from my kind.
Ah,
They reside, as I'm sure you know, in the astral sea,
yes.
far from any prying eyes, far from our
Have you-
cousins.
Have you heard any news from the astral plane in the wake of the library's destruction?
I'm sorry, I do not know what you speak of.
Insight. Oh, nat 20. Nat 20.
He has no idea.
Okay. I
Um,
understand.
He seems a little trepidatious of you being here, even though he's been informed that you are not Githyanki. He's still. You can see he's almost holding back his anger or his his vengeance almost. You can feel that.
I'm gonna-
With a natural 20, I would say you feel more than just the norm.
I will say, before I was granted this form, I looked more like this, and I instantly used disguise self into Richter's original human form. I do not mean any disrespect to appear in a gift form, sir. Perhaps you will find this more agreeable.
You can see he visibly relaxes. I came to this plane long ago. We fled from our previous masters. But my kind, they remain in majority. But I came here and forged a new path for myself. With the Fourty.
There are no others of your kind accompanied you in your exile?
No.
I know the sting of being far from home, and you are further from home than most can ever claim to be. You have my thanks for being here.
I've been in the Varamak for more than 300 years.
Oh,
It is my home now.
I see. You've been here quite a bit longer than I have, then.
I was not born here. but I would call it home. I have something to ask of you.
Please. You need only ask.
I do not know you. You do not know me. But we fight for the same cause.
We do.
If we make it out of here at the end of all this, I would ask if able or appropriate to do so, for you to take me to my homeland. I cannot return to the Astral Sea. It is not in my powers or capabilities, nor have I ever wanted to before now.
Tricky, but we may be able to do such a thing. It would not be the first time. Ordinarily, my travels there have been assisted by a rather, shall we say, eldritch force that takes me from my dreams, but I have physically inhabited that plane before, and I will do so again for you, should we survive this. You have my word.
Thank you. If we are to go, I should be able to locate my peoples. However many hundreds of years it has been. I hope they are still there. I would be greatly indebted to you for this.
I do not think that you shall be. You are giving more to this cause than anyone could ever possibly ask of anyone. It will be a repayment in part for me to assist you in this once it is over.
He nods sort of deeply and doesn't shake your hand, but instead sort of bows.
I want to mimic the bow as best I can.
And says, Zer alatash, and turns and sort of exits. You don't understand Gith, do you?
No, I don't think that I gained that. No.
No. Okay. And he.
Well, he probably didn't say go fuck yourself, so yeah, it's probably all right. Yeah.
So
Godspeed, I call out.
you find yourself in the center of the war camp. All around you, the camp begin packing up for their march. It's probably going to be at least half an hour to maybe even an hour before the camp begins to move. And you've heard that it's a few hours march across the dangerous plateau. What would you like to spend this time doing, if anything, before the departure?
I do have some semblance of an idea.
Yep.
I would like to visit a few of the encampments, and specifically the Valdoral contingent, for at least first, and do a bit of eavesdropping and see if there's any traitors within their midst.
Okay.
And
Can I
just sort of-
quickly ask a clarification question? I'm
Yeah.
a bit embarrassed to ask.
No.
For some reason,
never
in my
embarrassed.
In my head, I always get Thaldaral and Bryn Shander mixed up. Can you remind me which one
Yes.
was Thaldaral?
So Thaldaral was the dwarven city.
The one with the mecha dwarves.
No. That's. So yes, I see where you're getting confused. So Thaldaral was where Kofin went. And you fought in the arena. And,
Yes.
It was a huge city around the Great Lake on the other side, full of dwarves.
Right, the city that had been locked off. Right,
Underground.
And that's
isn't it?
where the Drow had come and
Annexed it. Yeah.
basically. That's why Zanru Storet, who is here, is
Cultural liaison to the Drow.
yes, is here, probably overseeing some of the things that are going on.
Right.
And is a direct nod to Kofin's backstory because obviously.
Right. Thoughts? Okay.
Zanrus-
Awesome.
Zanrus spoke with Kofin at the
Mm.
the Golan Dalek
Golan.
Ball.
Yes.
And because he knew him, he was like,
Right. Thank you.
But yeah, like it's more of just a world building thing at this point.
Got you.
So that's
Thank you.
Saldara. Bryn Shander is the place where it's a town on the Great Lakes that is home to Rethquad, the kind of stoic eagle flying paladin.
Right.
Who that is
Mogak's lover.
Mogak's lover, exactly.
Right. Okay.
And
Great.
The people of Bryn Shander, you helped defend against a load of Shivra when Zyzus and his tower came and attacked long ago.
Right.
And the Mecha Dwarves you're thinking of are the Silvermark Brotherhood, which were part of Rupert's backstory, which are a group of mercantile dwarves led by Oshkar, who's sort of one of your nemesis. Who had gone to Roop's home, the Aesine, and built that place called Cinderhelm, which you vanquished.
Cinderhelm, right.
Yes.
That's it.
And
Thank you.
Cinderhelm
I'm really sorry to have
No,
interrupted you, Theo.
It's
Please.
like
No, it's
4
fine.
years of world building, sort of all coming together, so it is definitely confusing.
Thank you for that. That's all I needed to know. Please continue.
So, Dylan, can you roll me a stealth check followed by a perception check for me, please?
Stealth check is a 27,
Okay.
and perception check is a 21.
Okay. You head off to do that then.
22, sorry.
22. Okay.
Mhm.
While you're off doing that, in this hour, as the camp begins to pack up for the march, does anyone else want to do anything else before?
We're going to maybe go around and try and pick up the morale of people, just still concentrate on keeping the weather sunny, basically.
I'd like to go. Dutch would like to go and get drunk, please.
Okay, sure. Are you picking any particular camp to get drunk in?
The nearest one.
You're in the middle. They're all kind of near.
Whichever way the door faces, that one.
Okay, I'll randomize it. Dawn's Blade.
Yeah.
Hey!
All right, you're heading to just probably one
Lots
of
of
the
orcs
only
to drink with.
places. Genuinely, probably one of the only places that actually just has loads of drink on hand.
We know how to war.
Yeah, this is how
You're
walk.
doing that, Richter. What are you doing?
I'm going to do a comp languages ritual so that on the march I might just see if I can pick up any color or any sort of comments or anything, just so I can, help translate maybe if anyone needs any of that assistance. And then I'll probably also maybe accompany Dutch to the Dawn's Blade drinking tent or whatever the fuck we've got.
Okay, cool. Rufus?
I won't be drinking as much as Dutch. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
What's
yeah, of course, yeah.
What's everyone doing? Everyone's going off to get ready to march.
Yeah, the camp is packing up basically, which will take about an hour before the march. So if you want to do anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. Can I go and see Fleet?
You can. Yes. Make me an investigation check because he's left and you're not sure where.
An 8.
Unfortunately, you spend a while looking around, but you cannot locate him in the kind of madness that is everyone packing up. He's not in the places that he should be. Interestingly.
Okay, I'll go to the pub then.
Okay.
It's the St. Patrick's Day section.
So
I do not celebrate this Christian.
you three
bullshit.
head to not the pub, but to Dawn's Blade, where Siegfried, seeing that you want to get a little tipsy, pulls out some what looks to be sort of some firebrand mead of some kind.
Ooh.
To keep the men warm. You know, Dawn's Blade know.
Wait, can you wait there?
No,
Can you
what's
wait
good?
there? 1 second. Holy shit.
He's got some.
I like to think that Dawn's Blade is one of those orders that still like requisitions out an amount of grog every day. Maybe.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's grog and slop. Grog and slop.
Yeah,
You get your slop.
that's all you need. That's all you march
your
on.
grog, yeah.
You get a cot, you get slop, you get a grog.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
haven't got time for big words.
Dylan.
I have spicy alcohol, and now I'm going to drink it. I knew I'll save it for
You
a
mean
reason.
non-alcoholic spicy
Yeah,
alcohol.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Dylan, you head to the
Hey, yes.
Thaldaral camp, sneaking your way inside and finding an area where people are packing up. You manage to kind of slip unnoticed to the edge of what you can kind of sense is probably the biggest tent in the camp that people are sort of putting down, and you can hear Zanru Storet, as well as Prince Bengrad and his advisor talking.
Well, yeah. Well, I think the plan actually sounds pretty good.
Don't be so fooled, Prince. They expect you to hold the line, but there is no glory in that.
Yeah, but there is, actually. We're going to be holding it so that the forces charging ahead of us can turn around and we can be there to be the ones to hold the line. That's what dwarves do. That's what we do.
And you can see him kind of like hear him getting annoyed. Please, Prince. There's no need for this. As we march, we will learn more. I fear that Fleet and his men, they are scared. I worry that when the battle starts, they will not last long. We will need a route out of here if things go awry. I know that I do. Do you, Prince?
Well, I assumed that, if anything were to put me in danger, you'd be, there to scoot me out of it.
Yeah. I guess I will have to, as you are the prince after all. The queen would not be most pleased with me. But know this. Your blood is the only thing between yourself and the cold ice. You hear like a visible gulp from the prince.
Yeah.
You sit for a while, but that's sort of all that you learn. You sort of can do with that what you will.
Who's nearby? Who else is nearby? Anyone? And is there anyone else of sort of note, or is it sort of packing? It sort of looks like they're making moves.
I guess you also get the gist from listening into like conversation of that area. You can hear like the various people chatting about like what's to come and sort of rumors. Most of the Thaldaral forces seem, actually their morale is quite good compared to the a lot of the other forces. They seem well fed. They're used to being sort of in the cold. A lot of these troops, are fought sort of in tight, cramped underground spaces, and aren't maybe so used to to like
Would it-
the elements and the sky above them as much.
Would it be possible to go back to the church? And I'd just like to, you don't have to RP it, but I'd just like to inform them of that sort of like that I overheard this conversation, and that if things start to go south, it's likely that they'll dip. And just sort of to like keep an eye on their ranks as the battle presses on, and like if you can do anything to sort of keep them in the fight in the moment, then that's something that might be worth sort of doing. And I'll just sort of inform them of that, because obviously we won't be there.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. Zook, walking around, you can roll me an insight check.
16.
Walking around as the people are packing up of the various factions, the people that you gauge have the lowest morale are that of the people of the Glinting province, the Glinting kingdom, as well as, interestingly, the people of Umiri. The kind of Varamarkians are all very sort of eager. They've been, they're the ones who've really taken the most pain in terms of the factions of the Varamark. They're the ones that have sort of been, their people have been killed. They're really here because they want vengeance for their sort of lost brethren. People of Thaldaral seem in good spirits. Interestingly, the people of Bryn Shander are very, very much like drilled. They are led with a sort of iron fist of Rethward, and even though she's not going to be like helming their attack,
It's built into them.
it's like they're very militaristic as a town anyway. It's mainly Dawnsblade and the church are so small compared to the rest that they're used to, their morale is pretty good. It's easier to manage, and they're very much those elite sort of strike forces. So it's mainly like House Bravethorn, the Glinting province, and Umiri that have bad morale.
Yeah. In terms of Umiri, I'll probably go around and just regale. For me as a gnome, is very fresh in my memory, far more than anyone there, because it would have been 22 years ago or something. So I'm gonna vividly describe the heroic actions of all the townsfolk and the way we overcame that fateful night of the blood moon and Frank Griffin's attack, to remind them of what Umirians can do when they band together, and sort of reference the fact that for so long in this hellish winter, it's been overcast and cold, and the sun has dawned on the day that they attack as a good omen. Not letting on that it's actually me, just parting the clouds. And I'll tell the same message to the sun people of the Glinting province.
Make me a separate performance check then for each one,
Okay.
starting with the people of Umiri.
Umiri, 13.
It goes down okay, but unfortunately, like they're quite busy, and a lot of them like they've got a lot to do. And although they're listening and some are stopping, then people are like, "Hey, come on, we've got to pack this tent up," and sort of they only catch glimpses of it, and they kind of move about, and it's you think it probably helped those that heard, but
A few, yeah.
But not that much.
Glinting province, an 8.
This one goes worse. People don't have any connections to the Battle of Umiri from the Glinting province, and just, you know, they're listening, but most of them are just getting on and kind of like, you know.
Okay, weird floating green man. And then the last one, the what are they called? The Seers, not the Seers anymore. House Bravethorn. That's a 3. Progressively less.
You actually get to House Bravethorn, and they've packed up and they're like sort of ready to march. And you're like, oh, I don't have time.
Yeah. I just kind of look down at the snow and then like up at the sky, and it's like, I can change the damn weather. People should listen to me. And I kind of float away, like grumbling.
Just a distraction. You're a happy distraction.
Yeah, for that one, you were basically George Bush in the flight suit with the mission accomplished banner doing thumbs ups to people.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
You're okay, guys.
Amazing.
All right, I'll return to the Gypsies.
So, the war camp sets off on its march in a sort of long column with the people of the Glinting province at the front. It's various sort of small scouting parties heading off across this sort of icy waste. It's relatively clear, and you can see for sort of miles ahead where the distant icy sort of shards spike out in a kind of all facing in one kind of direction to the left in a sort of mountain range, forming this like distant mountain range. The march is slow and cold, and a blistering wind is sort of like continuously blowing down from the north. An hour goes by of the march, and you can really feel the trepidation of the people.
I stop that blistering wind over 10 minutes.
Okay. The wind slowly begins to fade, but the sun follows you. No wet march. You pass by these sort of shard-like crustacean icicle sort of formation sticking out occasionally from this kind of pretty flat landscape. As you pass one of these pretty close, almost like floating past it like an iceberg, even though you're on the march, Zook, you can see within this like ice crystalline sort of structure the form of something large locked within it. It's kind of ice is pushed up against it. You know, it's a good couple taverns tall. This big, great sort of shard sticking out. But you'd have to break off from the force to take a closer look.
Yeah, I'll turn to Zook at this point. And I'll be like, I know what you're thinking, Zook. But how about you save your powers, and Ook will start expanding, and it's sort of like with feathers sort of flying off. He'll turn into this large owl, and I'll climb on top, and I'll offer a hand to Zook to climb on top as well.
Yeah,
and we'll take off towards this ice sculpture. Whee!
Nice not spending any effort for this.
You bank up, flying round this great thing. You can see the column that stretches on of all the different banners of all the different factions that really have been brought here for a single purpose. As you kind of bank round, roll me a perception check, either separately or one of you with advantage.
Give you advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, that is 30 over 30.
You can
Level
see
17.
you
Level
can-
17.
you can see what looks to be a scaled lizard, like reptile like creature. It's hard to make out all of the parts, but as you begin kind of curving round, and maybe the wings of Ook kind of brush some of the caked sort of snow off it, you can see a dragon within this shard.
Shit. Ooh.
It looks to be not a white dragon, but maybe a black, or maybe a dark, a very dark coloured dragon, maybe dark blue or black. It's frozen, kind of facing in the direction of where the spike is, and you can see it's not whole. It's actually in pieces. One of its kind of forearms and neck are just slightly jutted apart from the rest, almost as if it has been neatly sliced and separated, and then frozen sort of within that. As the kind of men pass more, begin to notice and sort of point up towards it, and you lose 1 morale.
What? We do, or our force does?
Your force does.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Can
I'd like-
I? Oh, go ahead. You go
Oh,
ahead.
no,
You
sorry.
go
I
ahead.
was actually going to, as we come back down to land, I was going to approach Richter and sort of inform him of what we saw and how the dragon is actually has been slain, and sort of, and I can see the sort of the fear on some of the men's faces, and I'm wondering if Richter maybe can use his sort of valiant words to be able to maybe rouse their spirits a little.
Seeing the sliced up, segmented dragon, and hearing the nervous murmurs moving through the war party, oh my god, the dragons in pieces, we're doomed. Richter will sort of use, he will, via performance perhaps, begin to almost to it off and say, ha, that dragon. Well, no wonder they were able to slice it up. But the dragons that we've killed, right, brothers? The blue dragons, the green dragons, and sort of go into this like valiant, gorgeous story of how we slay these terrible dragons in incredible places atop gigantic mountainous trees and within icy fortresses, and how ultimately it is the valor in your hearts that defeats the evil in the dragons. And upon saying that, he sort of takes out the lightning dragon's heart again.
Rufus will jump in on that as well, getting out the 7 talons that he has in his satchel, passing them around to the men and the warriors that are listening. Just jumping on that, being like, they are not so fearsome. We've killed 2 of them as a party now, and there was only the 5 of us.
Okay, you can roll me a performance check, either with
Here we go,
advantage or separately.
I've got performance tags, so you can do it with advantage.
Cool.
Okay, cool. I've got it. I've got it checked. Cool, nice. Here we go. Whoop, that is 18.
Yes.
The story goes down well, and the people in that kind of singular area, I imagine you're probably walking with the people of Igmiri, feel you get the sense, especially passing round those fangs, like people passed it back and it kind of gets passed around, that they can actually see this has happened there. And these people are a kind of different generation, most of them, and have only heard of your stories or were young when you were there. And it's almost like reaffirming that those stories aren't just legend. That you get the teeth back and everything, and your morale goes up, Bob.
Hey, haha.
Nice.
Can someone, let's have Dutch, can you roll me a d12, please, as you march across the plateau?
Rupert, could you please
Yes.
roll me a d12?
3 dice.
Amazing.
It's a 6.
Dice
Smack bang in the
Walla.
middle.
Okay.
Dice roller.
As roller?
You hear screaming a ways off. Ah! Hey! Hey!
Go on, stop.
Off on the right-hand side of the column, as you begin to kind of make your way to see what's going on, the men kind of look. You see what look to be two of the scouts, or a scouting party, just two kind of coming over a rise towards the right. Both sort of just running, one with a kind of quiver over the shoulder, no bow, just sprinting in your direction from that side, just shouting. One of them is like waving like this before you see them just disappear beneath that side of the ridge. Immediately you see Rethward, who happens to be their turn, and makes some gestures, and a small group of like a dozen men break off from the formation and begin heading in that direction.
Is Ruthus near me?
I would say you're all together,
Okay.
walking together.
Sorry, you go.
I hope you still have that bow handy that I gave you, Ruthus.
Of course.
And I'll step onto Ook and I'll take your forearm and sling you up behind me as I ready my bow, and we'll take off with a flap of wings and over in that direction.
On your narrow support.
Did it seem like the person got sucked in by some kind, got dragged down or somehow?
You just saw
With
them like fall or disappear. Or...
Okay, I'm going to call out after Rethguard. Be careful! It could be a trap.
She turns, just ordering the men. She's like, there are dangerous things on this plateau. Stay here. You are important to the mission. And she looks and sees Ruthus and Dylan going off and sort of shakes her head. As
Bloody
you fly
adventurers.
up, then you two flying over, make me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay, I'll try.
22.
Oh, a 0.
You see one guy standing on the ridge as the dozen men are kind of like making their way up, jogging. The one standing kind of looks up, waving and pointing back, and you can't hear from this sort of height what he's saying. And as he points, you see the ground maybe 20 feet off from him begin to kind of bulge up, heading sort of towards him, something under the snow moving.
Can Ook start swooping down to try and scoop him with his shoulders?
You are quite far away. I will say make an athletics or acrobatics check with Ook.
Okay.
Like the Arctic version of Dune.
Well, I don't know what his athletics is.
I can do.
Okay.
He's got it's a giant owl stats.
Okay.
It's pretty good. His athletics, he's got +2 to his dex.
So that's an unnatural 20.
No way. Wow, that was the DC.
Oh.
I was like, you guys, you are far away. You
Hero
swoop
shit.
down and grabbing him by his shoulders, lift him off as this thing bursts, kind of bursting from the snow, just out of range. It bursts from the ground. Its strange insect-like body. You feel heat like bursting off it onto you.
Ooh.
The snow melting all around it. Hundreds and hundreds of rows of legs on the bottom of it as its mandibles come up to try and sort of slice down towards you. I'd like you to roll for initiative, please.
Wow, okay.
Ooh.
Will it be my own initiative? My own...
Yeah.
okay.
Acts on your turn.
Okay. Okay.
Get us some shmlee while you're out there.
Yeah. Ruthus, so you roll. I guess Ruthus will roll separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, just us or everyone?
The other guys aren't really near, but they definitely can roll initiative if they want.
Ruperto?
How far away are they?
They're
mean, the
probably
first thing they-
150 feet, maybe.
Yeah, okay, I'm rolling initiative, yeah.
Yeah.
Not good for either of us. You got a 2, I got a 4.
Well, you're picking me up then. Let's go.
Okay, I've made a little turn order and I've added you to it.
Oh. Don't seem to be able to add my numbers.
Oh no, sorry, it's because there's weirdly numbers there already. It's from the previous battle.
Ah.
Let me delete
Will I
this
get a
and
2?
again.
Yeah, plus deck.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do this. Let's...
I got a 2.
I'm going to move that to the GM layer.
Oh,
and then
we
that
bore
way
it.
We can just have this, so you guys are going to be miles off.
Why is it that you always when you roll for whatever check or anything, if you're bad in that ability, you always roll low as well, and then but if you're good in it, you roll well and you have your
I don't need
bonus.
that 19.
The dice gods.
Classic.
I'm plus 30.
Okay, so.
Right, I can't add it, but I'm a 2, just so you know.
Okay, I'll put a 2.
Thank you.
And.
Hey, we're
I
drawing.
need an enemy. I'm just going to put in a frost salamander, but it's not a frost salamander. Just because I need a turn. There, okay. Okay.
Oh, bless me.
Jeebus.
This thing bursts from the ground, like sort of making this insect. Maybe I can try and do an insect-style noise. And it doesn't go first. It is Dylan. You are up first.
Okay, so reaching for a obsidian arrow. No, he decides against it and reaches for a different arrow with a slightly heavier weighted tip. And as Ook swoops around, I imagine he sort of was crouched on Ook, but then he just stands up on the back of Ook and just rotates with his bow and just unleashes this shot. Okay, and I'll make it a sharpshooter. Why not? Okay, nice. An 18.
An 18 hits.
Cool. So I think it's 2d6 for the explosive arrow. So 11, 12. 29 points of damage.
29 points of damage. Okay.
Nice.
As this arrow streaks across and it makes impact. I imagine it kind of hits it in the mouth, and then suddenly a millisecond later it just explodes.
Sorry, 23.
No, 29 points of
29.
damage. Oh, second shot.
Oh.
How rough does it look?
Oh no, it doesn't look rough at all. It hits its mouth. It's massive. This thing. It's it's not like dragon big, but it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll just go for another sharpshooter shot, but with seeing that it kind of just didn't even scrape the surface, I'll just go for an obsidian arrow. For a 16.
No, the 16, you see it kind of turns and moves and it just glances off its sort of weird hide. Its
Wait, no.
scales.
Way more. 21.
Then that
Sorry,
does
it's mine,
hit.
mine.
That does hit.
Yeah. Okay. So just sharpshooter. 20 points of damage.
Okay. So overall, 40.
9.
I've got to make it a Constitution saving throw, which it fails. You watch as you've hit it with these 2 arrows, one exploded off it. The other one looked like it also exploded. Like its blood pours out from where you hit it and splashes onto the ground, immediately melting the snow all around it. You can watch steam is like rising off its body. You can tell that if you were in the vicinity of attacking it, you would likely be covered in some kind of like disgusting burning liquid. It kind of recoils back and you see something large in its throat begin to well and build as it looks towards you until sliding out you see one of the scouts falling down onto the ground and tumbling forwards, unconscious but potentially dead. You're not sure, but it took enough damage in one turn for it to cough it out.
So using Ook's action and movement, can I drop off the guy we've got in the claws, in Ook's claws, behind the approaching retinue of Wreathwards?
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to sort of, I know that. So how far away would that be?
So you scooped up the guy and you banked off, like you're only just out of its melee range, really.
Okay. So he can fly Ook can fly 60 feet.
So you could drop.
So 120 feet if I use his action to.
So you could move him like 60 feet away and then move back and try and grab that person, but then you'd be in the range.
No, I'm not trying to grab the person. I'm just trying to drop off this guy. So sort of get him.
You could get him nearly all the way back, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just move 120 feet away. I just want to make sure that Rufus is still in range with his bow to maybe have a few pot shots as well.
Okay.
Just sort of keep it distracted from the guy that's been vomited.
Back and away across, giving it a couple pot, and drop the guy off like 30 feet from the line. So basically where Zook and the others are.
Okay, sweet, yeah.
Ending your turn, Rufus. It is your turn.
Okay.
So are you staying on the owl, or I'll say at any point you could have jumped off?
No, I'll stay on it.
Okay.
So as we're like banking away back towards the main group and dropping off this guy, Rufus is looking over his shoulder, getting out the bow, knocking an explosive arrow to it. I guess we haven't seen anything like this ever before, right?
I don't think so.
Is there anything that Rufus can glint from it, like how it's behaving? Maybe like how it behaved to like the shot, or like what's it being led towards?
I will say that without rolling, you would gauge that the fire. So the fire, the sort of explosive arrow, which dealt fire damage, right, from the explosive arrow.
Yeah.
Like
so piercing, and then it would have been 2d6 of the explosive.
Yeah.
So how it would have been separate, yeah.
So the fire that's burning off it seems to just not be effective at all to it in any way. It's like body looks like a furnace underneath, and it's like melting its way through the ground. Other than that, nothing more. Other than you don't want to get close to it when you attack, because it looks like it will radiate heat onto you.
Oh,
And it's-
Tashi, add another 5 points of damage from the obsidian arrow. Sorry.
Hey.
And it's massive, isn't it? Like, it doesn't look like it's taken any damage.
It looks like it's taken some, but it doesn't look.
You got some standard arrows, don't you?
Yeah.
If not, just grab some from my pack. They're literally right there.
I'm going to try something. So, seeing its direction, where it's heading, this massive thing like bursting out of the ice towards the main, the main column of our army. Rufus will look back towards it. We cannot let this thing reach the host. We must draw it away, distract it. And at that point, he'll get out an explosive arrow and aim like next to it or behind it.
In a direction that would force it, like away?
Yeah, basically hoping that it will sense or hear the explosion from the arrow and turn to that direction to go towards that.
So you could shoot over it and like arc it and explode behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe make me an attack.
So I'll do that, and then 26.
It arcs over and detonates in the snow a ways off. Yeah, you do see it whips about towards it.
I'll then use my second attack to fire the second one and try and go a bit further.
Okay. Yeah. Roll me another attack.
26.
What's your range on your bow?
No idea.
Isn't
it like 160, but then you can fire it up to
120, I think.
So if you want to fire it further than 150, you can fire up to 600. You have to go to roll with disadvantage. So you could just arc it 600 away, basically.
Yeah. So that's an unnatural 20.
The next one you arc over, and it continues way further until explodes in the distance. It's facing in that direction.
Okay. That's my action. I can't do much more.
It is the Remoraz's turn next. I'm going to roll. You watch as it swivels round, kind of sensing, but can't seemingly sense where you are in the sky, but can hear the kind of marching and footfalls of the people. But hearing these explosions a ways off, you watch as it back in the ground and begins weaving its way off, away from the column.
Hey.
Nice.
I was afraid these Ramarazes were going to ream our asses.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
You joker. As soon as we've dropped off this guy, I'd like to swoop, maybe even dropping off, maybe even like beckoning Rufus to jump off so I can swoop and try and get the unconscious guy.
Yeah.
Niffly and quickly you manage to recover the unconscious guy and bring him round back to the others. I'm going to roll. It's been long enough. I'm going to roll all his death saves and see. Well, I'm going to roll.
I'm going to say, if I can, I'll spare the dying.
Yeah, just going to roll. Wow, I succeeded all three. So
wow.
He's stable and alive.
What a trooper.
He won't come to, but as you go to spare the dying, you realise there's no need. He's conscious and stable, but he's unconscious but stable. The one who arrived sort of before, you can see, just starts sort of telling. They're clearly Brinshanda men, telling that their sort of small scouting party was attacked by this thing, and the men sort of seem scared, but he turns, grabbing his friend, and is like, I can't. Thank you so much. He sort of turns towards Rufus, towards you and Dylan. You saved me, and you saved him. I thought we were goners, and you chased it off. And he sort of like shakes his fist up towards it as you see it kind of curl away and the smoke in the distance fade. It might be back. We should send another platoon out. No, Breathguard says. No. We'll keep our scouts closer to home. We don't want to lose any more men. You gain a morale.
Hey.
Nice.
Save the other guy. Can someone roll me a d12, please?
Yep. An 8.
The day pushes on. Are you just continuously controlling weather, Zook, or no? You can't. You can ritually cast it, so.
No, it lasts for like 8 hours.
Okay, yeah. Okay, in that case, you push on through the day, and into the later afternoon, marching across the plateau. And in the distance ahead, the spires and peaks of the shattered plain, not shattered plain, the broken shards, come more and more steadily into view. You pass more of these great sort of strange spiked shards sticking out, but they're much too large to even see what maybe could be within them. At around sort of maybe 4 o'clock is when some of the men start murmuring and speaking, and you can see there up in the sky the moon. It's bright and white and full, so you would take your form, Draug. You see Jin as well changes into his form unwillingly, and you can see his much more like sort of lycanthrope, much more wolf than human when he turns. You sort of stare towards him, seeing that one of the last times that you saw him this way, you were fighting against him. He's been given some kind of poison or concoction. He looks spittingly like the visage of Frank's wolf, the same, and it is a little unnerving as he begins sort of stalking forwards. The demon bow in one hand. The column continues until, sorry, what was it? It was a 9?
An 8.
An 8. Ah, okay. So the column continues moving, and once again you hear some shouting. But this time from the column itself. It's maybe a ways back in the column from you, not in the People of Ingmiri's section, but you can hear shouting and like raised voices that aren't yelling orders, and like a murmur sort of goes through the entire column. You can investigate, or you can choose to totally ignore it.
Yeah, we'll go back and see what's happening.
I would like to go back.
You sort of pull to the side of the column and head further back, until you reach you reach the section. Ooh, thank you, my dinner. You reach the section where the orcs of the peaks are, and you find a scuffle has like entirely erupted between the orcs of the peaks and what appears to be the Stein of the Varamark. There's like a scuffle of at least sort of like 20 individuals, all just like fist fighting, smashing each other. You can see Brynjolf, the Stein's commander, just shouting, like trying to calm things down. the rest of the orcs are just kind of standing there watching and like, you know, beating their shields and sort of enjoying it.
And I start wading into the middle of this fucking debacle.
Yeah.
Can I grab two people by the backs of the neck? Just really loudly. Oi! Fucking stop it!
Roll me an intimidation check.
Rupert, if you may.
Yes, that'd be my pleasure. It was rolled as a 13.
Plus 11.
Oh.
Immediate silence through the entire fight. The orcs, you know, one of the orcs literally lifting a guy with a fist up. A couple of the Steins sort of pinning some of them down. Everyone sort of looks up. They're all looking towards you. They've stopped, but they're all still kind of like.
The person that throws a fucking punch is gonna be me. So fucking behave yourselves. We got them out there to smash anyway.
The orc that's holding up one of the guys. Smashes him straight in the face, boom, and then throws him to the ground and turns, cracking his knuckles and facing you.
How big is he?
He's bigger than Dutch. He's a full-blood orc.
No!
I'd like to take a running knee to his face, please.
Make me an attack.
Rupert.
Ha! Oh, shit. It's a 5.
To hit is plus 14, so a 19.
Jesus.
Plus 14 to hit. He brings up his hand, catching your knee, but it just forces his hand back into his own face. He's like, poof, poof. He goes stumbling. How much damage is that?
Oh, that's just... So roll a d10, please.
9.
Plus 8. So 17.
Okay, hang on, Debbie. Just need to double check the stats of an orc.
Oh no.
How much? 14?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Bam! Straight in the face. You hear a crack and he falls backwards down onto the ground unconscious.
Who's next?
Everyone stops all around.
Get fucking walking.
Everyone begins marching on. A couple of the orcs
Nice.
pick their orc friend up, looking over towards you. One of them looks like incredibly furious, and the other one sort of nods with respect towards you.
I love orc culture.
Yeah.
They sort of drag the orc away, bleeding to his death.
Instead of dying, I'll go over and just say I'm very.
Okay,
I'm
wow.
very...
I was one roll off him dying. What would I have got? Yeah, I rolled an actual one. He would have died. He would have died. He would have died.
I mean, technically, it was his own hand that hit him, so it would have been a suicide.
Yeah.
Sure.
God, here we go. Back in the corner.
hand
Here
hitting
we
himself.
go.
Dead.
Gotta get
corpse
Dutch
on
out
the
of
floor.
prison again.
Stop hitting yourself.
You avoid losing a morale.
By
Dutch
beating the
gains morale.
troops.
Well, the orcs need it a little
The
bit.
beatings will continue until morale improves.
You continue on as the sun makes its way high. The sun makes its way lower in the sky, and the moon slowly makes its way higher.
How's that
You can
moon
see
looking?
It's already got a slight, just a slight pinkish hue to it, and already there's sort of a murmur through the peoples. But ahead, you see spires rising, tall above you, the sort of distant mountain range that meets with this area. The ground beneath your feet becomes less flat and more jagged, more rocky, more sort of treacherous, and the column has to begin kind of weaving its way between uneven ground. Ahead, you can see a purple light, a glow in a domed shape, sort of in the distance, maybe a mile off. A great sort of purple aura is emitting from this area, and you can see all the jagged formations, all the rocks, all the mountains around that are spiking up in different directions are all facing sort of in a direction away from this central location, as if something exploded here and caused the ground and the earth itself to fragment and shatter outwards.
Terrible has happened here before. There's centuries of history. We must be on our guard.
The column eventually comes to a stop. In the distance, you can vaguely make out, Zook, you would be able to see the dome shape of this shield, or this aura about a dark city. You can see its small spires and strange sort of Gothic architecture. Just sort of like faintly, and indeed you can see 3 towers, not seen or not shielded by this purplish hue. Black, almost dark blue, smooth stone of some strange type, a distance off but still quite large. You can see the central one, as well as what looks to be an army, just like laid out around in a large sort of circle around it. You can see flags and banners, tattered sort of sigils of bone and sort of mammoth-like paintings upon it. You can hear the drums in the distance, the drums of war, and you know that the battle is soon to take place. The various factions begin sort of moving and finding themselves. People are kind of giving orders at this point. And eventually, after a short amount of time, the column is ready to advance. As a reminder, we have Fleet and the people of Agmiri, along with the Glinting forces and House Braithorn, making the initial charge, I believe. Is the case?
With Fleet.
Yep. Behind them, we have the forces of Thaldoral, as well as the Church of the High Hunt, essentially there as a second wall for them to retreat to, and for the church to be in the center of the battle, ready to go after any larger beasts. So, for example, the lizard cavalry we've heard of, with the giant riders upon their frost salamanders. On the right flank, for us facing forth, we have the Foal, as well as Dawn's Blade.
Yeah.
Yep, I thought I was right. On the right, as a sort of skirmish / countercharge, and on the left, a similar force with a similar job, which is the both the factions, the Ymir and the Stein, both the Varamarkian factions, and the Orcs. That's a much larger force, that on the left, because it's 2 whole Varamarkian factions, which are quite large. But the Orcs are small. We then have Dawn's Blade. Sorry, Dawn's Blade were on the right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's all of the main forces, and then we have the 3 sort of tactical small squadrons of adventuring parties, which is Gypsies of Fortune, which are heading to the right-hand tower.
So there will be the northern tower, right?
Well, there are 3 in a triangle. The central.
Yeah,
one.
but is that directly north, or is it?
The whole thing is north of you.
Okay,
So
fair
it
enough.
would be the eastern one.
The northeastern, yeah.
Yeah. So you're heading to the eastern one.
Right.
Zazi and Elgrin, along with
The what's his face? Blonde-haired mustache
along
man
with
with the spear.
along with Bravethorn,
Yeah.
are heading to the left-hand one, so the western one, furthest, because they have flight to get there, and the rest of Fate's children, except for Elgrin, are moving up with Fleet and the main force before using a kind of smaller fly spell to go up and over at a good time when they feel like they can to the central tower.
Is there any sign of Lord Tiki in the skies?
Above you, a distance back through some of the cloud, you do spy a large figure flying, flanked by only slightly smaller but giant sort of golden looking eagle, and you see also a couple of little smaller birds flying with him. Bryn Shanda, you see her give a rousing speech to her men, saying to look to the skies and look to Saloon. This moon above us will turn red, but it is still our mother's moon. Look to it for courage. We will vanquish the crimson from it. And she banks up on Petey to join the strike force. In the sky, you also see Georian turn into his sort of crystalline dragon and kind of flap up towards the rest as the strike force are going to distract the airborne foe.
He's just the caterpillar in Bug's Life.
Yeah.
But
I'm a beautiful butterfly. Yeah. He's bejazzled.
Yeah, he's bejazzled, yeah.
Okay. Eventually, the column reaches a point where, the forces have broken off. In fact, before they do break off, you sort of share your sentiments with certain people. Siegfried comes over, wishes you good luck. She says, well, you better fucking hold up your end of the bargain, eh, brother?
And you, sister.
She gives you a big hug, sort of squeezes you a little
Big
too
hug.
hard.
Return it.
Silas and Gaze approach you, and she sort of takes your hand. We'll meet after.
I kiss it and bow, and we shall.
She blushes but turns, and you see sort of like Yunin take her away.
I might die tomorrow. I got to do it, and I want to ruffle Gaze's eye stalks. Like he's a little urchin.
You ruffle one, and the one with the little top hat kind of pokes up, and you see the little eye, the paler eye underneath, kind of look towards you. Victor. And he sort of comes in and like a Labrador, just like gives you licks.
I let him. I love it. It's so nice.
And he turns and begins sort of slowly floating off. Ruthus Fleet approaches you and Elgrin, as well as you, sort of Zook, and I guess everyone. I wish you all good luck. I know deep down that this will be hard.
But I also know that you are the ones to do this. This is the day. This is the eve in which history is made. And we shall not fail.
Rufus echoes the end of his sentence there back to them. We shall not fail. And for what it's worth, I'm proud of the men that you've become, the leaders. You have the confidence of all of these men and women and fighters here. I know that Wayora would be proud, as would Talura.
Fleet and Elgrin sort of both come in for hugs around Eurethus. You just can't help but think of them as these young boys, and you almost like have that. There's like an image of you, and it's them when they're younger, and they're sort of like gripping to you, and they break away, and you see them now with scars on their faces and hairs on their chins, and you can see visible tears streaming down Fleet's face as he turns and sort of wipes them away. I must rouse my men.
Hold strong. We will return.
You see the rest of Fate's children sort of nod towards you as they take up their position on the right, sort of right hand central flank as they're going with Fleet in the charge. They step sort of forwards. You see Anchor and Jin and Arabella and King all sort of posing and being ready in front. Thiazi sort of appears with some woodwoads.
We didn't really discuss what my woodwoads would do, but I'll take a few with me. I'm leaving the rest with your Minotaur friend. He's the only other one I probably trust, but also trust the least.
Boris is he's a good man, much like yourself, Thiazi.
Good luck to all of you. Not that you need it. May the ground stay firm beneath your feet as you fly.
I go up to Thiazi and I just try and grip on his broad, hairy shoulders and just say, the winds and the mountains are never far apart. And I'll just kiss him on the forehead. For Belamkanda and for your son.
Indeed. And for your people.
And he heads off with Elgrin. And before they leave, you see Jasper, Blue Eyes Reuben, and Yenlith on the back of her wolf, sort of look towards you. Gypsies, I must say this. 'Twas not for you, I would not be here. No, sir, I would not. 'Twas for you and you, Richter. Your kind words of retribution were what brought me to my realization, to my changing, to my betterment. We shall not fail you. We shall not. And you shall not fail us. And he comes in and kind of does one of those kind of handshakes and goes around and sort of pats on all your shoulders. Good luck, Gypsies. Good luck. And he turns and begins heading off in the western direction. As you take up your position on the eastern flank, you hear Fleet's voice calling across the people of the Great Lakes. As we head towards the final battle, remember what this is all for. Remember for whom you fight. Let their love and their light fuel you and your fight. Let their strength bolster you. Find resolve in knowing what we do here tonight will make a difference. We will succeed, for we must. Let not the red of the moon strike fear into your hearts. Let it be the sign of their final downfall, and the decisive end to Bren's cruel reign.
let our peoples be free of this evil. People of the Varamark, and there's a cheer sort of goes up. People of the Old Empire, and another cheer. And people of the Great Lakes, we charge with me. And he turns, and you see him begin to make the charge with the rest of the Fate's children. Dutch, you are struck by the significant resemblance to your vision within the stone.
Yep.
Of the figures charging forth. It's not the same battle. This clearly was one before, but it suddenly kind of catches you and registers with you in that way. Right, let's put on this.
Oh shit, here we go.
Before we start, would it be okay to go get things like drinks?
It would, but things are about to happen.
Oh, fuck.
It's too epic to stop right now.
I mean, I need a drink. I'm gonna have to go and get one.
Go grab one. Go grab one. How are you flying? So you can see the main force is charging forwards. You're hoping for it to draw the line. Above you, you see.
What is that? Beast in the shadows.
A ghostly image of a woman in a robe appears.
It's the hag from Nightstone.
Well, we're going to start running,
Shade.
flapping our arms, so that we can lift off.
You see above you in the sky, lifting off and sort of bursting like a flock of bats from the purple sort of land ahead. A huge sort of column of flying creatures sort of burst forth. You can see ahead where the central force is, mounted sort of lizard riders hold back as a wave of Shivra pour forwards to meet fleet. You can hear people shouting as they begin to sort of clash together, and you see Tiki and a load of birds drop out of the sky, intercepting this sort of sky force above you. And more are drawn towards it, and you can see Tiki kind of banking up into cloud. A lot of the majority of the sky sort of force following him upwards. Now is your opportunity as the skies are clear.
Rufus, on my back. I'll carry Dutch. Can you take Richter on Ook?
Of course I can. Do you want to follow my lead, or shall I follow yours? I've got an idea.
I'll follow you.
Okay, and I'll hold out a hand for Richter to join me on the back of giant Ook.
You jump up.
Clamber aboard.
And what are you turning into, Zook?
I'm going to wild shape into a greater giant eagle, pure white, resembling the snow around me, and a long grey beak, piercing white eyes. And I'm going to get Rufus to climb on top of me, and I'm actually going to pick Dutch up with my talons, and I'm just going to have him like dangling underneath, ready to just like swing.
He's the payload. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could grab him by the legs so he's upside down, so his fists are free.
Oh my god.
I'm going to try and
Just-
cradle him,
just
so he's
swinging
like
chains
Superman.
around.
Torpedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I've got my
god, so
talons
he can
sideways.
drop
Let him
off
fly
and
and drop
fucking
him.
murder
So he can drop off a missile.
That's how we break through the tower. You just drop him, and he just flies out and punches through the wall.
Sir, there's no door. We don't need a door. We make our own.
Main forces clash in a wave of sort of steel and flesh. You immediately fly and bank off, and Zook, you can see on the opposite side a sort of giant, sort of elk-like eagle creature flying off on one side, along with another sort of kind of like green and
and brown eagle, which is probably Elgrin, with certain people on their back, begin to break off in that direction. The middle have not gone to flight yet. It would be far too dangerous to sort of just try and ascend over so many things. They're going to have to fight their way forwards at least a bit. You bank off to the right, beginning to head towards that tower. As you gain altitude, you can see across that this kind of other force by that tower around on the side has already begun to move towards the central force, pulling away from the tower. But you're probably very visible from where you are. You could approach this in kind of multiple ways, either a more direct sort of straight route or bank up maybe into cloud that is above you.
Assessing the geography, would we be able to go low to the ground and sort of use the snow cover, the sort of the white ice ground, so we're actually less visible in that way, or would it be more sensible to actually go into the clouds?
I think
brother wants to do a trench run.
Would be a good idea.
Seeing as lots of the weird bat things
Exactly, yeah, that's my
follow
thought,
Tiki
yeah.
upwards,
So,
staying low.
both Ook and Zook make me a stealth check. Ook and Zook.
Ook and Zook.
I think Ook's got advantage.
I think he
Is-
would.
I'm going to use my darkness cantrip, and it sort of has the effect of it sort of draws the shadow in from the ground, but sort of in a way that he blends more into the snow. So like the shadow beneath him becomes lessened.
Nice.
And he actually looks like he's part of the snow beneath. Is he like +3 or something to his? I should get this up.
Yeah, it's a giant now. He has a +4 to his stealth.
Oh, nice.
I only got an 8.
I got an unnatural 20.
Okay. You begin flying and banking round low to the ground, almost feathers touching the snow. The tips of your toes occasionally just nip it, Dutch, as you're kind of dragged along through. Looking over to your right, you can see the columns have now kind of smashed into each other, but the flanks they're waiting. They're pulled back. They're waiting. In fact, you don't even see on your side. You don't even see that flank where the foal and those that are with them are. They're hiding somewhere. And you continue on. As you pass low around in a sort of wide sweeping arc, you can see up ahead you are coming towards one of the towers. But there are definitely still forces left there. They haven't pulled like everything, but the majority of like the main force has moved off. But approaching from the ground this low, you can only see the tower rising. You can see the purplish sort of shield behind it warping everything within the city. It just looks beyond like liquid, like it's sort of fragmenting the shapes and distorting things within it. But this tower is clear and ahead, but you can't really see much to it because you're so low down. How are you approaching?
Where are the aerial forces at this point?
Maybe a perception check.
Can I have a look as well?
Sure.
28 on my part.
32.
So,
Occasionally, high above, over the centre of the fighting, you occasionally see a large creature sort of swooping down, pulling cloud down with it and banking up, followed by like a swarm of these strange, dark, sort of feathered creatures following it, or leathered creatures. There are still a few sort of floating and hovering around, but none over where you are. It's clearly worked and drawn them away.
okay. I think at this point we'll start to actually peel off and then ascend higher into the cloud cover to sort of actually come down from above onto the top of the tower. I think if that's possible. I don't know if
You'd have to go, I think, probably really high. And at this point, you're close enough that you just kind of bank up and be visible the whole way up.
Okay, I see. How many, in terms of the forces that are there?
You are so low to the ground that the slight variation of the ground is blocking your sight from the bottom of the tower. You're only kind of seeing the 3/4 of the top of it.
Oh,
How far away are we now?
You're gaining every second. You're probably like 1,000 feet away at the moment.
Okay. Any thoughts meta-wise, guys?
I mean, we could stay close to the ground, and once we reach the base of it, we could try and spiral up it. That might confuse them, but this isn't really my forte. Someone else might have a better idea.
I
Yeah,
like the idea of throwing Dutch at the tower.
I mean, we're gonna there's probably gonna be quite a few forces there. We're gonna need to do something to sort of at least.
We don't know how to get in yet, do we?
Well, we knew from the scouts that there is like a platform on top, and then maybe an access route from the top. And considering that there's no air forces, I think maybe it might be a good idea to start banking up away from the potential arrows that might get us from the ground.
Yeah. And then actually take a sort of. I've got a feather fall if we want to sort of jump off and sort of do I could like feather fall at the last minute, and then we could just glide down the rest of the way.
Yeah, I've got feather fall anyway, so ignore me.
Yeah.
I could ready an Eldritch Blast for when we bank up. If any ballista suddenly come into view, I could start launching at those.
If there's a ballista, throw me at it. Another one. You blow up one, I'll go for the other one. Perfect.
How tall are the towers, roughly?
We can't see the top of it.
No, you can't see the bottom of it.
The bottom of it.
You can see the top. You'd roll me an intelligence check.
Ooh, that's an 11.
You'd estimate it's probably. I mean, you don't have any frame of reference, but you can see figures on the top. It doesn't look like insanely big, like probably as big as an average sort of fortification turret. So like
50, 60 feet, or like.
Let me think.
A generic like castle tower, like on a corner.
It's probably about 40 feet wide.
How tall is it?
Maybe like 80, 90 feet.
Okay.
No, that would be like squat. No, it's like it'd be like It's a bit about 100, 150. It's like tall and thin.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. We're not going to fight our way through the forces on the ground, are we?
No.
So we're going to have to descend
No.
upwards at some point. So I think when it would be sensible to do so, I'll sort of just start angling my Ook's flight path upwards to reach the top of the tower, just to at least, sort of avoid arrow shots.
Yeah, maybe just before we come into view of the.
So let's say this is the tower, and this is you.
Yeah.
Are you going to go like really close and go up, or are you going like up from afar and then coming down?
I like Aiden's. I like Richter's suggestion of once we start coming up, we can sort of spiral corkscrew our way up as well, because then it's harder to be hit because we're just going in a straight line.
Okay, so you want to get almost as close as before going
close,
up.
but to the side, and then come up in a sort of arc.
Like bank further and further round to the east.
Okay.
Sort of coming from round the side. So actually, we're like completely at an opposing angle to where the forces are in front of it.
Okay.
And then
Do we
almost come behind the tower and spiral around it.
Did our intelligence? No, that's all right. Did our intelligence tell us how much space there is between the tower and the purple shield?
You just heard it was near it.
All right. Well, hopefully we won't just face plant into that shit.
So you lift up.
Dutch, clench your
begin
fists.
banking round. And as you begin banking, Zook, you see two sort of shimmering things from the tower. You see sort of two like like something flashing on the top of the tower twice, as something flies towards you.
Uh-oh.
That is going to be an 18 to hit. To hit the person at the front. So that'd be to hit Ook.
I'm pretty sure that's going to hit Al.
Not so fast, Star Fox.
Okay.
Yeah, he's only got an AC of 12.
So you begin banking up in sight, but heading sort of like up around to come round. But whatever is atop this tower sees you and takes a shot. Although actually,
Locked.
yeah,
Even if-
I rolled
yeah.
really fucking well
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Oh.
That is going to be. That is going to be 18 points of damage, of piercing damage, as Ook is struck by what looks to be a gnarly-looking, massive bolt, just jammed straight into like the center of Ook, who lets out a blinding hoot and sort of begins banking weirdly to the side. How much health does Giant Owl have?
19.
19. Oh shit! Wow, you could have been taken out. The second one flies in. Yeah, way worse. A 10 to hit.
Okay, so it's AC of 12.
No, this would be to hit the second target.
Okay.
So
Oh, no, that doesn't hit.
yeah, you see Ook get slammed by this massive bolt, and you manage to kind of bank and come out of the way.
Is it? Can I retaliate and like from where that flash came from? Can I launch a bolt in that direction?
It's a good distance away. It's probably about 500 feet away from you.
Oh no, I won't hit it. Okay, I won't hit it. Yeah.
But whatever they're firing,
I got-
they're firing at their distance, but with disadvantage, which they can.
I'm gonna start taking some pot shots with my bow at it.
At where, the top
At the top of the tower.
Okay.
Yeah, where the flashing is.
Okay, make me a couple of attacks with disadvantage then.
A 9. And a 13.
You fire both off. You have no idea whether they've hit or not. One of them definitely angled weird, but one of them probably went in the right direction. But yeah,
I'm going to
it's hard for you to
turn
see that.
to Richter. Richter, Ook's in a bad way. If we take another hit like that, then we're on the ground. You got anything you can do to...
This is meanwhile you're steadily banking round. In fact, what I'm doing is sort of doing back and forth turns between the party and whatever's firing at you. So you guys have now sort of an action. So Josh is shooting back. You guys continue to move.
Explosive arrow in their direction as well.
Okay.
Oh, I get 3 attacks, so I can take one more.
Yeah, you certainly can.
That's an unnatural 20.
This one you pull back, the third one, and you line it up right as Ook sort of. Oh no, you're on the back of Zook. Zook begins to sort of bank round, and you arc it, and you hear this sort of whistling, and you see faintly something on the top. Roll for damage.
Is there a Wilhelm scream?
It's a ways away.
Like the goblins in Moria.
That's 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
All right.
Is it the tower's turn now, or do we have time to do something?
You all have time to do something.
I'm just going to lean down, grip my arms around Ook, and lay on hands. 15 points of healing.
Nice.
You
I'm
just
gonna
pump the healing back into Ook. Very good. Very good.
once Dylan has taken a shot, I'm gonna bank, sort of fly a bit harder and try and overtake and get in front of Ook. So I'm gonna take the next shot.
Okay. Yeah. Almost like, but you're between them and the shots.
Yeah.
It's an escort mission.
You're 500 feet away, but you're moving because you're not going directly towards it. You're trying to get this advantageous sort of banking position, but it seems like the tower is high and it can see you.
Explosive shot.
Yeah,
Explosive
sorry,
arrow.
you were rolling, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. So this obviously the explosive arrow does 2d6 to everything around it as well. So sort of the aim is to like obviously hit the target and potentially damage their weaponry as well.
Mhm.
Send in the
And
hit. 30.
it's a bombing run from below. It's awesome.
So that's going to be 8 points of the fire damage,
Nice.
and the actual piercing itself will be 16 points of piercing damage.
8 fire, 16 piercing. What did you get for your attack roll?
20,
Oh, right.
30, I think. 29.
Okay, so 8 points of damage to the fire.
Yep.
And
16 piercing.
16, 24 there. Nice.
Oh, and a second shot?
22, yeah.
So there was 2 locations where this
Two
That
from
this
the top
arrow
of
was
the
shot
tower,
from.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just hitting the top of the tower. Should I do another explosive, guys? What do you reckon?
Yeah, that sounded like a perfect situation.
Okay, so yeah, another explosive arrow.
Yeah,
That
boom.
will be a...
Sorry, it was 8 and 16
11.
and 11.
Yeah, 16 piercing,
It's
and then
16,
8 fire damage.
So yeah, so 24.
24. Ooh,
And
Jack Bauer damage.
The explosion does damage to everything within 5 or 10 foot in a radius.
Yeah, they get a dex save, but
Okay,
Splash.
but obviously I'm hoping
Splash.
it damage the ballista itself.
yep.
Okay, so the next one is 25 to hit.
Roll for damage. Are you shooting at the same target or a different one?
Yeah, different target.
Okay.
Yeah, want to try and hit whether presumably I heard the location of 2 shots being fired.
Yeah, you saw these 2 flat. Well, I guess you didn't see.
Very good hearing though, I suppose.
Yeah, you heard.
So that's 9 fire damage and 10 piercing.
I love that the blind guy is flying the plane. This is sick. It's awesome.
I mean, he's sort of like a mystical.
Yeah, you're like
owl who,
Kenshi from
knows
Mortal
the
Kombat.
way.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Flying a drone, you just see through its lens.
9 firing.
It's all right, he's Daredevil.
piercing. Dang.
Okay.
You just see these 2 explosions from the top of the tower a ways off, and you see smoke and fire begin to be emanating from the top there. Fucking hell, cool.
That's got to be a morale boost for the main force,
Well, you're a ways away from the main force.
I suppose.
This guy took 9 fire. I failed every single dex save.
Oh,
Right.
Bars a single one. Okay, and then you begin banking round, moving as quickly as you can. Are you still going for the long arc?
I think when we're close, just start trying to spiral around it to sort of avoid the shots, like as in what Richter suggested.
Well, there was this idea of like getting really close to it and spiraling up, but there's also this idea of coming in from the eastern side as deep as you can, which is also happening. Hence why you're not heading straight towards it. You're doing this, but it's firing at you anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to change your trajectory or carry on for this like one round.
So
I mean, you don't know what's firing at you and if they can turn, or you have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think we should carry on with the plan.
Getting low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going low would be harder because aiming down, like, there's only so far you can go.
Yeah, we haven't actually started going up yet. We stayed really low to the ground, so presumably when we get closer, it's going to be harder for them to shoot.
Yeah, but you're not getting closer. You're well, only a bit because you're doing this big loop.
Okay, so we want to go straight towards the tower, then up.
Is that
now,
what you're, is
now
what
that
you're
we're on the
changing
east,
into?
because we don't want to just give them more time to shoot at us.
Yeah, sure. If
Yeah,
we
but
can
there's
stay low
a
to the ground.
fuckload of guys on the ground, isn't
Yeah.
there, around the tower?
Yeah, but if we go to the east side,
Yeah.
Then
Oh,
pull
no.
Then we have to go, but then we have to continue going round a bit further,
You'll
don't
get
we?
shot at more.
yeah, maybe. No,
Um,
I don't know. Should we continue with the plan? Because then it's at
Yeah.
least just
Continue with the
east.
plan.
Okay.
Um,
you continue
with
backing
regards
around
to
coming from
the-
side.
With regards to the explosive arrows, Tashi, I realise
Yeah.
I don't actually have the stat block for them because I was using just fire arrows for that. I think you said you'd send it over.
Oh
So I
yeah,
don't know if it's
the explosive. It's because the fire
Do you
arrows
have
are
it?
what were 2d6.
2d6, yeah.
Let me
And-
look. The explosive arrows are better.
Yeah.
Explosive arrows.
Not sure why there's a thumbs up above me. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
So the explosive arrows do an extra d6 but of force damage.
Okay, so
It's like-
I'll just roll for those
that's
extra
the-
two there.
Yeah, and the radius is 15 feet.
Okay.
So
Fuck.
it's really
Ooh.
big. They're like, which is fine. It wouldn't have actually hit anyone else anyway. You hit everyone. that you
Okay, so
could
an
have.
extra 3 on that first, an extra 3 force damage on that first one,
Okay, yep.
and 3 on the second one as well.
Okay, put that onto this. Three onto
While we're
Okay,
doing these
jeez.
maps, can I very quickly take a pee?
Yeah. No, go.
Okay, thanks. I'll
so
be very quick.
You begin flanking around, and you see 2 more flashes. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So that hits you, Zook. Whoops.
Oh, I just realised something I could have done.
18 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as a bolt slams into you. You can see it's made of like dark sort of iron, and the top at the front is like barbed with those sort of almost harpoon style barbs along the edges. Slams into your side. And a second one. It's both at you because you are blocking the way. Oh, that's a juicy roll with a really bad roll, so I had to take a bad one. That's only a 12 to hit. I don't know.
Or just doesn't hit.
Just doesn't hit.
I've got AC 13.
Okay. Yep. That's those 2 go. Return fire as you begin continuing to flank round.
Yeah, do the same again. Can I also use my bonus action? Rufus has an idea. It's once Zook takes this arrow to the chest, he's going to summon his avatar to sit on the back of the bird as well. I'm assuming it doesn't really weigh anything, so.
No, you can just have it behind you. Oh, is it going to take an extra shot with the incarnation?
Yeah, I can do that, but I was actually going to use it to. It can do the thing where it can transport and take the hit if someone gets
sweet.
hit.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
that
so
doesn't
good,
hit.
that ability.
Natural 20, but the other one was 6.
Oh no.
A 19.
Yeah, roll for damage.
Yeah.
Level 17. You're like 500
Yeah.
feet away. Well, actually no. You're now 380 feet away. You've moved 120 feet around, right? Because you're dashing on your eagles.
So that was 11 damage for that one.
Okay.
And then a 26 to hit.
Same or different location?
I mean, we don't know what we're firing at yet, do we?
No, but you could be firing at one side of the tower or slightly to the other side of the tower.
I think the same.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action.
Oh, doing 14 damage. Oh no, sorry, not 14, 12 damage.
Nice.
I'm going to
just
bonus action heal. Oh.
To clarify, what do you add to damage for those?
Dex and yeah, Dex mod.
Okay.
Dylan, are you firing anything else?
Yeah, 2 more shots.
Okay.
So I'll just do these together.
As normal arrows or what?
I'll just use I'll use the last 2 explosive arrows. A natural 1, unfortunately, on one.
Okay.
And then a natural 17 on the other.
17 roll for
No,
damage.
it's a natural
Yeah,
17.
that's going to be easy hit.
So that's all. 16 piercing.
Which side are you firing at? Right or left?
Where did I see
Rufus was
Rufus's shots
shooting
go?
on the right.
Okay, I'll go for the left then.
Okay.
So 16 piercing, and then that's 10 fire damage and 6 force damage.
Okay.
Does this Thea? Does this bow do anything else? The storm bow.
Yeah, you can use a bonus action to give yourself advantage once per long rest.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Where's the music on? I just doing that. Oh, they succeeded this time. There's still a lot of damage, even halved. Okay. Both your shots fly off as you begin banking around more. I'm going to move you onto the mat.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Oh dear.
Oh, they're all fucked.
Oh, so many Shivra. Look at all those bodies. Oh, fuck. Imagine if we went in from the ground.
Those muscly men.
You can see the as you bank up and begin coming in from the side. You guys are sort of off to the right somewhere. You can see flames licking up from the top of this this tower, where sort of charred, smoking bodies lie, and these giant ballista are just totally on fire and fucked up.
Yeah.
Entirely destroyed. There is
yeah.
one guy who's kind of scrabbling around at the back. You can see the ones on top are those Blackguard, the Dread Guard with you saw them. You've seen them a few times, often accompanying the Devil Twins. You saw them in Varamuk City they were the ones you captured, and you removed their helmet and realized they were Shivra, but they were like the armored ones.
Yeah.
They're like atop shooting these things, but it's seemingly fucked. The rest of the Shivra, you can see a whole kind of force, not a huge force for the army, but still a big force. Comparatively out on sort of an icy, lakey section of the ground. A couple of different types of Shivra, some bigger, slightly more hulky looking, some with armor on, are pulling a chain that's attached into the ice. You're not really sure what they're doing. You see the tower as you begin to approach, and you can see behind the tower a stream of sort of dark purplish electric magic just coursing between the tower and the sort of shield barrier behind it. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Yes.
Right, here we go.
Use my inspiration.
Mike, you rolled a 6.
Great, good job. You go dice jail.
Oh my god. New dice, Rupert.
No, they're green. It's yours.
Fuck. So what did you roll me?
A 6 for initiative.
Okay, so that's a nice 8.
You're not here yet, but I'm just putting you on the map so that you can have turns.
Oh, I'm so ready.
It's gonna be so much stuff happening.
Oh, we're gonna die.
We're gonna die, did you say?
No.
Don't know about that.
Okay.
I'd love to see just drop Dutch off down in the middle on the lake and just see how many of them he can take.
Just fly low and drop him so it's like curling, and it just slides along the ice like.
Oh shit!
Still got time to do it.
I added too many minutes. Hang on.
Change your plan. Bank him back, man.
I mean, we could just stick Dutch in the door down the bottom of the tower. So as they're just like trying to get in, he's just fucking like 300 style, like blocking the entrance. Yeah, yeah. Hodoring it. Apart from he rips the door off the hinges and is just battering them with the door.
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, weird. They've for some reason detached from you guys. Hang on, let me do them. So Josh, you can control that.
I'm so hyped for all of the nerd shit at the moment.
Yeah.
Great.
It's going on and it's real good.
It's what we fucking live for, boys.
It's who we are.
D&D is getting
this is the
fucking
way.
epic. I finally have a painted 2,000 point Warhammer army. Let's go LARPing. What's next?
It is a good year.
Yeah, strong.
Okay. Into Dine's initiatives, and I shall roll for them separately.
Oh, well done. I still can't click, motherfucker. Is it just me?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, I was able to, I think.
I'll try refreshing.
Although I'm playing on a half screen, so I don't know if our characters are on screen yet.
Wow, I rolled so incredibly badly.
I feel like they're trying to fuck the ice up to try and like mess with our forces.
Either that or there's something under
Oh,
there.
no, I can't do my initiative. Can someone else do it, please? For fuck's sake.
What did you get? Oh no, we can't do it. You have to get Tasha to
8.
do it.
You got to put 8 in Dutch's
Done.
initiative.
Oh, I just put 8 in the wrong one. Hang on. That is a...
No, you didn't.
No?
No, I put 8 in one of my ones instead.
Oh.
And then those ones...
Oh god, poor initiative all round, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
pretty
got
bad.
The
a
gnome's
good
holding it
initiative.
together.
Ah, they're first. Okay. Interesting.
Alright.
Okay, let's do
We took out the.
descending.
At least we took out the fucking ballista.
Yeah, you absolutely decimated the ballista and 3 of the guys. Like those arrows just went into like 3 of them, and they were like.
We've got to remember
If it's
to thank
force
Kunda.
damage, were they knocked off the edge, or did they just die?
There's no knockback mechanic in it, but
Yeah.
it's like
Okay.
a shockwave. Yeah, I imagine they're kind of pushed. Yeah, probably a little, but not more
The
than
guts
5
are all scrambled. Mm.
Right.
It's a mess
Okay.
up
So
there.
first up is the certain type of Shivra. You see a small sort of pack detach from this larger force of Shivra, and sort of begin heading heading in this sort of direction as they begin running sort of this way through their friends. They seemingly are like galloping on all fours. They're sort of scrabbling on the ground as they run. You can see them almost running like a pack of dogs, up sort of towards to intercept where you're flying in from. That's going to end their turn.
Oh, Varian would have loved this.
Zook, it is your turn. I know.
Okay,
Where is the dragon priest? Where is the dragon priest? We've got to keep messaging him because then
Pestering.
maybe he'll show up.
I'm going to bank up above, even higher than the top of the tower if I can.
So you guys were only just off the ground, maybe like 15 feet off the ground. So you can go up 120. You won't get higher than it.
Okay, I'm going to start heading. I'm basically going to double dash. I can move at 80 feet as a greater giant eagle.
Oh, okay. In that
So I'm
case,
gonna
you will
dash.
get as high. If you go at a diagonal, you'll sort of get as high
Can I get up to the top of the tower?
You can get at, like level with it, yeah.
Leveled, yeah, cool. I'll do that, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just bolting for the top of the tower.
Okay, you're probably like just off the map, like by I don't know, maybe like 30 feet off to the side.
Okay, cool. That's all I'm. I'll spend a second level spell slot to do combat wild shape and heal.
Okay.
As well.
Rufus, what are you doing?
So I'm on the back of Zook. Did you say we're at the top of the tower, but we're not next to it?
You're level with the top of the tower, but you're like still about. Let me measure. You're still probably about 80 feet off, 85 feet.
Oh, okay. 80 feet, eh? Don't think I can do that. No, so yeah, I'll just like holding on to Zook still, waiting to get to the top of the tower so that I can jump off. I'll just try and aim my bow at this last armored Shivra at the top of the tower, try and finish him off.
Nice.
For a 22.
22 hits. Roll for damage.
Oh.
7 damage. The next one is an unnatural 20.
7 points of damage, eh? Natural 20 fucking hits, yeah.
For 5 damage.
Well, even doubled.
Huh?
Unnatural 20, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you said natural. 5.
If it was doubled, it would have been 5 damage because I rolled a 1 on the dice.
Yeah, it's like takes 2. It's still alive.
The next one was a what was that? That was a 12. So a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
For 12 damage.
The third strike catches it between the sort of visor gap of its helm, and it just drops, landing on the ground dead. You've killed all the ones on the top.
Cool. That's my turn then. Yes.
Okay. Next up is the Flesh Eater Shivra.
Oh no!
Seeing you approaching as well, they're going to begin scurrying back, hearing the calls of these Dreadguard here. 30. They're going to double dash move. 5, to there. Okay, they're making their way back to the right. Richter, your turn. So,
those flesh eaters that just ran up, what distance are they from us? Because I know that we're
so you are on the back with Dylan, right? Oh, it's you.
Yes.
No, wait, you guys are at the same time. So actually, Dylan goes first because he has a higher initiative count because his dex is high.
Nice.
Which is probably better for you because you're going to move closer.
Well, I'm happy for I'm happy for Richter to go and just. I'll obviously.
No.
We'll move.
For real, I don't have an A game right here, so if you've got an A game, please use it.
So how close can we get to?
So you can 120 feet straight towards them, banking sort of diagonally.
But we can't do anything else.
Won't get you to the level with the top of the tower, and will sort of put you maybe about like sort of 40 feet off from the right of the board.
Okay.
In fact, I can.
Can I see any? Can I sense any Shivra close by? That might be sort of will potentially be in our way, and as we progress.
Oh shit! I did the wrong one. Well, not if you're flying over them. No.
They're not going to really get in our way, are they?
No.
There's nothing I can really do. I mean, I'll just take a couple of shots at them as we approach, but otherwise I'll just encourage you to carry on. So I'll just make them sharpshooters. So let's just go for it. So first shot is a natural 1. And the second shot is... Oh, that's better. That will be 24 to hit.
Oh, shit, I just... 24 hits.
Okay. So that will be 25 points of damage to 1. That's close by.
Nice.
So how much? 20?
25.
25.
Mhm.
The one closest here, this flesh eater, you strike it with an arrow and you see it just immediately gets pinned to the ground, dead.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good.
So you guys are basically like this at the moment, flying in.
Nice.
Oh, where is that? I'm trying to control this with a touch screen. It's a bit tricky.
It is tricky. Okay. Next up is Richter. It's you.
Okay, so those blackguard down to the right of the tower. What range are they within?
They are 90 feet.
Cool. Okay, I would like to take an Eldritch Blast shot at each of them.
Okay.
So his first one for the above one is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That hits and does +5, 14 damage.
14 points of damage. Very nice. And they're knocked 10 feet back.
He's knocked 10 feet back. Yes.
You let one loose. Okay.
We do the same again to the lower one. Go. Oh, not as good. That is a 17 to hit.
That meets it, beats it.
Ooh.
So
Wait, it does.
Yeah, you just got its
Okay.
AC. It's got higher
Just
AC,
hits.
these half plate and shield.
That is 13 points of damage, and he is flung into the tower, I
He
guess.
is
Maybe that
flung,
hurts,
hits the
I don't
tower
know.
Slightly.
And then out of, and I get a third Eldritch, out of pure curiosity, I want to launch an Eldritch Blast at that tendril of energy connecting the tower and the wall.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
Let's see. That is 21.
You watch as your Eldritch Blast coils into this dark energy. As it approaches, you see it just sucked up into it, and you see the dispersed energy of your Eldritch Blast disperse immediately straight out and up over the shield. Like, it just gets absorbed into it.
Okay. Good to know. That's me.
Okay, ending your turn. It is the Dreadguard. These two down here pull out crossbows, or they have them already aimed, and they're going to aim up, shooting towards Zook. How far away are they? 90 feet. So
Also, I'm 100 and what? How many feet in the air?
you are, yeah, but you're diagonal, so it's not.
Okay.
Not going to make a huge amount of difference, is it? Probably a bit. Let me see what the range is. I mean, it's yeah, they've got 100 feet, so they can probably account for a bit of height. Okay, one comes flying in. Be too complicated to work out. That is going to be a. The first one is a 12 to hit.
Doesn't hit, just
doesn't.
again.
The second one,
Ooh.
a second one, an unnatural 20.
Yeah, that hits.
So that one does hit. So that is. That is 8 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as the bolt slams into you. And they are both going to move and seemingly both flank this door that they are standing in front of.
Door.
Dutch, it's your turn.
Dutch does nothing.
You're not holding an action just in case they get close?
Yeah, okay, I'll hold an action for when Zook drops me.
Okay.
Dutch, what was the name of your alchemist from the first campaign?
Edward.
When you were just doing those airdrops of explosive potions. That would have been very useful here.
Yeah, real useful.
Interesting.
Wildfire.
Interestingly,
we had to end the final boss fight early.
Yeah. Interestingly, the same location.
Damn. Damn.
Next up is the main force of Shivra. Jesus. Okay, they are going to begin scampering forth. I've just grabbed that. Whoops.
Oh, that's clever.
50.
I didn't want to do that.
Ooh, wow.
Moving them all.
It's like a flash mob.
It is, isn't it?
Synchronized. Oh no.
Oh, I'm just going to fucking pull this stupid chain with me all the time. Right, I'm moving them kind of separately. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're going to move up 30 to here. Some of them are at least. Who are the ones? Wait, hang on. Who are the ones that aren't? No, they're going to move up like that. And then this. These ones are going to begin moving up. This is complicated. These ones here are going to pull out small, crude, like sort of wood and bone arrowed bows. These are the familiar, like small, classic Shivra that you see, and they're going to pepper you with bolts from their little bows. Let's see how many are in range of these short bows.
They're 60 foot on a short bow.
Is it 60 on a short bow?
Might be 80.
Just double checking now.
80, I think.
Never tells you on the stat block. It is 80. Oh, and the rest could shoot with with disadvantage. That's going to be a lot. Okay, so we've got within range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of them, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. They're all shooting at the nearest target, which is you.
Who's you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Rolling 8d20 feels really fun. This feels like Warhammer.
Oh boy.
Wait. Just remind me how high we are.
That's true.
Oh
true.
yeah. Oh yeah, you're fucking.
80 won't get us, surely.
You're right. You are way too high. So I will roll with disadvantage.
I was like, no fucking way are these Shivras
This is
shooting up.
1, 2, 3. But yeah. Okay, so I'll roll with disadvantage. These are 4
Trying to give
shots.
Tashi blue
This
balls
is
with his
gonna
20
blow
d20s.
them up. So we've got a. Let's have a look. Is it plus 4? So we've got a 10. What am I looking for? I'm looking for.
For a 13.
A 12, and a 13.
Oh!
The 9 became a 13. So one of them is hit. It's just like a shower of them come up. Oh, it was the max damage. It's 8 damage.
Ow!
And then, so that's only 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll say that basically all the ones at the front can shoot at disadvantage. So the next ones are going to go into Ook. Such good rolls in here, but it's all dis. Okay, that's what's Ook's DAC?
12.
12. So we've got a 9, an 11, a 12. And a 15, so 2 hits.
That's 2.
So, Oh, Snake Eyes, 2 1s.
Oh, okay.
So both of them got 1, but it is +2 each, so 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then, so that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 3 more. So 2 into Zook, 1 into you, 1 into you, misses. 1 into, both into Zook. 1 misses, 1 hits with a 14. So you take another 5 points of piercing, Zook. As all of these Shivra in this like middle section here just unleash like just a sort of rain of these crude arrows up towards you. The rest are gonna double dash, so they're all just gonna move more and not shoot.
We shall fight in the shade.
Weirdly move
Oh,
these
God.
chains. They just leave the chains behind. Okay, they're all running up towards you all. Okay, next is back to the top of the round. Oh, it's the crawlers. Seeing you banking up, the crawlers are just going to kind of head round 5. They're just going to begin heading round like up here. Zook, your turn.
Okay. Can I get to the here with my movement? Can I get to the tower with my movement?
Let's see. Yes, you can. You can get.
Oh.
You've got 150 feet, right? No, 140. 160.
Oh shit! No, I can't. Not okay. That's
Oh,
annoying.
with your 80, you
With
can't.
my not with
No.
80. What if I were to fly really quickly and then quickly
And then
turn
let
back
go of
into-
Dutch.
and then let go of Dutch?
Oh, and or turn back into a human and try and let the momentum take you.
And try and let the momentum take me.
I will
I like
allow you
that.
to roll an acrobatics check, all of you that are aboard.
Would this use my action, or would I?
No,
be able to
this
save
is
it?
an acrobatics. In
Okay.
fact, yeah, it would be an acrobatics check for you, and it would be a dexterity save for both of you that are on board.
I have advantage on those, right?
I would say you do have advantage because it's your barbarian instincts. Yeah.
We all have a
honest,
D4 to
I mean,
saving throws as
to
well.
be honest,
It's a hero's
I can
feast.
just use
course,
my
yeah.
action to fly a bit faster and get there. I was just hoping to maybe cast a spell and say.
No, this is great. Let's do this.
Okay, all right, we're in. It's been said, we're in.
All right.
Like, works, that's got
so
a
that-
boost morale, right?
Acrobatics check from me.
Yeah.
Is that? That's good. I'm good at acrobatics. Natural 18
dex
plus
save.
9 for 27.
All right, dex saves, please, boys.
I'll roll that for Dutch.
Rupert with advantage, please.
Well, you got a 17 or an 18.
I'll take
Hey.
18 plus acrobatics. I have that. So, and plus
No.
an X.
Plus a deck save, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I'm in that as well. So that's a plus 8 as well.
Ah,
So, yeah.
yeah. If it's tagged, then it would be the same, wouldn't it?
The D4 to saving throws. Where are you getting that from?
Hero's Feast.
Does
No,
Hero's
it-
Feast do that?
No.
Oh,
It-
Oh,
sorry,
I've got it
so
written down though.
I don't
no,
know.
got it
sorry.
for something.
You
Almost
got it from
positive Hero's
dedication.
Feast doesn't do
I
that.
cast dedication. The whole ceremony
Oh,
at
that was for
Spy
Rufus.
Canopy
That's
gave
Rufus.
Rufus a D4 to saving throws.
Oh,
in the next
wow.
24 hours.
For the next 24. Okay.
Yeah.
So that may run out at some point. Depending how late the battle goes.
Well, I got a 5, but I'm going to use Indomitable to re-roll that
Okay.
yeah.
into a 2.
Oh,
So I'm
wow.
going to use Indomitable to re-roll it again.
Are you sure you want to waste your Indomitables? Do you get them back with a short rest?
yeah.
Uh,
I don't think you do.
between long rests. But I'm going to fall to I'm going to fall 120 feet.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. There's worse saving throws,
Oh, yeah.
if I'm honest.
Okay. I got an
Begins.
8.
Oh,
Oh.
No, sorry, an 11.
Overall,
Yeah.
I will say. So, Dutch, what did you get?
26.
26. Both Zook and Dutch, as you turn back, you both easily tumble forwards, landing really coolly on the battlements, and you hear this crunk as Rufus just hits the side of the battlement. You don't fall to your not to your death, but to badly. You actually hit part of the battlement and sort of like spin and tumble on, but you do take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Jesus, rolled so badly.
Yeah, you like grip on
sorry,
a bit of
5 or
Dumbledore,
2.
like, pull yourself up. What
We'll
are you
leave that
doing
out
with
of
the
the
rest of
debrief.
your turn? So you land basically.
Yeah.
Zook, you land here. Dutch lands here. Rufus lands here.
I'm sorry, I've got to go, guys.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's sorry.
My
You said
turn, I
9.
got to kill. I got to kill shit.
I
That's my roll.
think we're gonna finish
End it shortly.
Finish Zook's turn, and once we get to Dutch's turn, we'll call it there.
Oh, okay.
So it's
That
gonna
sounds good.
start with Dutch's turn when we return.
We
Right,
finished.
awesome.
I suppose. Oh yeah, finish the round. Yeah, finish the.
So Zook, what are you doing?
I just have a bonus action, don't I? Good.
Yes.
I don't have an action.
Right, let's put some battle music on.
To be honest, not a lot. All I'm going to do is get up, float over to here, so I've got a vantage point, and I can see. I can see down over here, and then that'll be my go. So I'll turn back into Zook now. No, yeah. So that's me. That's me done.
Okay.
I'm gnome Zook.
Landing, you can see this is totally ablaze. This ballista.
Okay.
Rufus, coming to your feet. I will say you're prone. It's your turn.
Very
cool.
winded.
I've got that feat, so I don't have to spend half my movement getting up.
It's just 5.
So he just like.
So you just klutz it onto the tower, but then you do a ninja roll onto your feet.
Yeah.
I do that thing where like when you're on your back and you just like throw yourself onto your
Hike it up, yeah.
Still with his bow in his hand, he draws a bow and aims it down towards some of the Shivra that have bows. Let's say this one here. That one right here. I'm going to take a shot at him. Am I? No, I'm not disadvantaged anymore, am I? So, 23 to hit.
A 23 hits.
Doing 4 damage.
Sorry, you're shooting straight down onto these guys.
This guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Shooting some of the guys with the bows.
You do not need to roll damage. You strike this one with the arrow, and you watch as it just takes it in the neck, dying straight away.
Sick. Okay.
These are
swinging my
so
bow.
beneath you at this point. There's no point rolling damage.
Eons.
Okay.
They
I'll just
are-
carry
they
on.
are-
I'm just
They are minions.
like swinging my bow in an arc, aiming at another for a 25 to hit.
Oh, hello.
Say this one.
Okay, yeah, that hits. You take that one out as well with 2 swift shots.
Another's 29 to hit.
Which one are you going to take out?
This one.
Okay. You guys
Yeah,
are
nice.
epic superheroes at this point. You shoot 3 shots that take 3 Shivra in the heads as they just kind of skitter to the ground. The rest galloping. They're all like swarming towards the tower at this point.
At that point, I'm gonna put away my bow and draw the sunblade if I can,
Yep.
and then run over to the steps that are leading down
Okay.
at the top of the tower.
Yep.
Is it just open, or is there like a door there?
No, it's open.
Okay. Is there anything?
They didn't figure on us trying this shit.
It's just it's like a slim corridor that arcs round, and you don't see anything. You see purple light is emanating from within.
I'm just gonna hold here and like stop anything that comes up from the tower while waiting for the others to land on the top.
Awesome. That's sick. You like all land, and there's like bam, bam, bam. 3 dead. Okay, it's the flesh eaters. The flesh eaters are going to, seeing that you're there, they're going to begin to scramble towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And basically get around. To there. Squares. Ending their turn. Dylan, your turn.
Okay, so Ook will continue to fly over, and as he does, Dylan leaps to his feet on the back of Ook, and drawing in his crimson right, he imbues his bow with some of his own blood life essence, and he sees the 2 more elite Shivra standing guard with their crossbows at the front door there, and he's going to take a couple of sharpshooter shots at them.
Okay. Sharpshooter shots.
Okay. Oh, okay. That one is a 14.
A 14. You watch as it hits one of the shield. He raises the shield and it glances off and crashes, sort of shattering onto the stone behind him.
Okay, so another sharpshooter shot. Oh god, that's also not good. A 16.
The other one raises the shield in front, their sort of crossbows on their side, it's crossbows and shield. Shatters off.
But Ook, as he will continue flying forth to the center of the tower to drop off myself and Richter.
So he can move, 120?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys can get all the way to here. Nice. Wow, lucky. That was good. Who could have, 1 point more damage on that first shot?
Yeah, I know.
It could have just been
That would have been bad.
Okay, ending your turn, Richter. You land on the top of the tower. Oh no, Aiden's gone. He's got this like
oh no.
His high face. Oh, he's gone. I'll just do the dread guard. Oh no, he's back. He's back.
I'm back.
He's
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Okay,
Yeah.
great. I was wondering why the Roll20 screen wasn't updating at all for a while there. Okay, cool. Right, awesome. That's done. Richter will turn and run to the side of the tower above where the 2 dark Shivra are standing. I don't seem to be able to control. One sec, maybe. Yeah, thank you. And I'm just going to rain death down upon, with eldritch green, beautiful, verdant death down on these 2 bastards. So let's take a shot at the one above, the top one. That is 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
That hits that, doing 11 damage, and I'm guessing just like pushing him 10 feet into the ground.
Yeah, he looks pretty hurt. That one.
And then we'll go for the lower one. That is it's plus 10, so that's 28
to
hit him. Doing that's 9. Add my charisma, that becomes 14 to hit the lower one.
No, 14 damage.
Yes, 14 damage.
They both look pretty hurt as they like crumple into the ground as you like push them in.
And let's launch that third one at let's just launch that third one at the. They both look pretty shitty, I'm guessing. So let's just aim at the top one again.
Sure.
Oh, crit fail.
Oh, this one you shoot down, but you hit the rim of the parapet, and it just like goes off in your face, and you're like, whoa!
Blinding.
It is their turn, unless you're moving anywhere else at the end of your turn.
I'm stepping one step back.
Yeah, you just
one
pull
step back
away from the edge. You don't see them, but they are going to dissipate.
Well, someone's coming up those stairs.
And then it is Dot's turn, and that is where we're going to end the session.
Oh,
mercy.
That pinnacle moment. You look out from atop this tower across, and you can see the main force has pulled back. The central force has pulled back from that column. You assume that in this madness that you've been taking place in, the Fate's children have managed to lift off and, along with your brother, and get to the central tower. You can see the people of Ungmiri kind of retreating, and the Glinting Kingdom back towards the line of dwarves, which are currently there and holding. You can faintly see what looks to be like a snowstorm or a blizzard coming in from one of the flanks, and you see a small force, I guess probably only Zook would see this, a small force of what looks to be the church to intercept them.
Nice.
Intercept this blizzard. And we will pick up the war next time.
Called superiority.
This is the beginning of the end, guys. This is really the beginning of the end now.
That was pretty epic.
It's the most amount of counters bodies we've had on a battle map ever.
Easily.
Yeah.
You're having to move them en masse. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, this is what we would have done in person. But I'm glad we did it on here because it's easier. It's actually easier.
Probably be a lot quicker.
The beauty of it.
I realised we didn't do something today that I'm just going to do right at the end for the fun of it, because I didn't actually put the theme tune on. I just sort of forgot, and none of us remembered. Oh, Aiden never gets to hear this. He's always missing out when I was doing a little dance. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Join us next week for the next installment of the Journeyman Questers and the Gypsies of Fortune, and the final climactic sort of battles that are going to be taking place. I imagine it's still going to be probably quite a few weeks of this night. So this night will likely go on for various stages and sections to it, but it's begun. They've split from the group. They're doing what the Gypsies do best. So
we'll be done by Christmas.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I reckon we've got 4 sessions. I reckon we've got a month left.
I think
that sounds about right.
Probably got. I want to say that, but you never know. Like, I feel like the final boss battle, whatever it may be, will be at least an entire session, and we'll probably.
I mean,
if not 2.
And then I imagine after that, we're probably going to do a session that's
like
a wrap-up session that might take place.
I mean,
like
we're gonna lose
later.
half a session to just looking for bits of treasure in this tower once we've done it. And it's like, do we need treasure? The game's over. It's like, shut up. We need treasure.
Yeah. Just filling our bag full of sweet rolls.
My character lives forever. Like, I will pick up all of these linen wraps and embalming tools. All right.
I'll say maybe at the summer we'll be done.
Yeah. I think by my birthday, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, can you? I think come September, that could be the start of the.
It could be.
It'd be great if we could do some over the summer, do some sessions over the summer. Right. The new campaign.
See you later, everyone.